Welcome back. I'm Alan Brooks.
And I'm Brad Winkleski.
Brad, so we've seen it. We've seen the private data center, the hosting center, and we've seen the Taj Mahal. We've seen the king daddy of all real data centers. But I was thinking about what we see in real life has nothing to do with either one of these sites. What we see in real life is a catastrophe. Tell us what we see.
Yeah, we usually see, well, when I say usually, that's not a fair statement, but many times we see a couple of servers stuck into a closet with some networking equipment, basically just suffocating in their own heat. I mean, tangled mess of wires, no consistency, no standards, no cleanliness, and a lot of times you take the door behind you and you close it and you lock it and hide the key somewhere,
And you know what? You would think, okay, that's a small company. No, very large companies are in that same situation. It's not just by vertical or by revenue size. There are huge companies in this world that are in that situation, and that's why it makes sense to co-locate sometimes. So that's what I want to do right now is talk about some other reasons to co-locate. Productivity improvement. I mean, could you imagine having to a business trying to focus on your core business, keep up with all these things that these data centers keep up with? I just don't think it's possible. What else do you get?
Yeah, I mean, one of the other things you get is the enhancement of your own image, right? People buy from organizations they trust at the end of the day, and for you to basically tell that story to your client, that builds trust actually to say that, hey, we don't house our own stuff. We've made the decision to go to a facility, again, that has these baked-in standards, that has this baked-in, these baked-in tactics and things like that, and security for us. And so basically that provides comfort, and again, and it actually increases the image of that client.
It does. But probably the most important thing to me is stability. I mean, if you do these things that hosting centers and data centers do, I mean, you're going to stay up more. And at the end of the day, we need our business line applications, and that's important. So what else?
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at basically safety and security, if you kind of look at those at the same time, safety and security, those things really do, that breeds stability, the thing you just talked about. But also, if you look at, again, what it takes to control access to your data centers and things like that, that's human capital, that's processes that you have to be in charge of, and that's just from a physical security standpoint. But when you talk about the network security and other types of security in there, the standards that are basically already there in place at that data center, again, you don't have to worry as much about that as compared to doing it yourself.
Well, you know what? We can maybe talk about what the host at the data center told us about. When I say host, not the server, the guy that was walking us around. He said that he was hosting a big, huge company, and they did a intrusion test on them, and they didn't know what was going on. Do you recall what he talked about?
Yeah, I mean, so this was a fully managed client, as
Right.
you said, and out of nowhere, they basically got their alarm started kicking off for intrusion prevention and intrusion detection. And yeah, so it was basically all hands on deck, like, oh my gosh, this is either a denial of service attack or something. And basically from start to finish, it was about 12 minutes if memory serves. And they had basically locked everything down, identified where it came from, what was happening, what was, they informed their client. Then basically their client had made an announcement to like their audit company and of what they had found and what they had shut down, and their audit company said, "Hey, congratulations, that was us, so you passed."
Yeah.
And so just basically, as you said, when you talk about all the things we've already mentioned, just about the stability and consistency, when you talk about all of that, if in fact that client was to be hosting their own stuff and doing their own security, that would basically have taken them away from their primary jobs for Lord knows how long. But trust that to somebody who does it all day, every day. It's a much different picture.
And typically our customers call and say, I have a denial of service attack. It's being performed right now. And the reason I knew that is something stopped working.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Not that it's there. So.
Yeah. And the last thing is, if you look at it, is revenue generation. That's one of the biggest reasons why you go to a data center. And take all those things we just talked about and kind of put them into a big bucket, and that's really what it's about, is revenue generation. Those platforms, those things are there for you to run your business, yes, but it's also there for you to be capturing capital, for you to be making money. And uptime equals revenue at the end of the day. So, man, we really hope that all of these segments have been helpful. I know that was very helpful for us to be able to walk through and basically show you the differences. And we certainly look forward to taking a look at the next topic with you.